Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Johns Hopkins School of Education STEM and Mathematics Instructional Leader Pre-K through 6 virtual webinar. My name is Sion John. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions, and also presenting today we have Professor and Faculty Lead Dr. Stephen Pape. Before we get started, I would like to cover a few housekeeping topics. First, today's webinar is being recorded. We will be able to share a link with you after the event is complete. Second, please have your mic on mute during the presentation. In addition, please turn off your video and sign in with your first and last name. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so please type your question in the chat box and we'll be sure to answer your questions. I would like to share the agenda for today's virtual webinar. We will kick off the presentation sharing an overview of the Johns Hopkins School of Education. Then both Dr. Pape will introduce himself and go over the program details of the STEM and Mathematics Instructional Leader Pre-K through 6. Lastly, I'll wrap it up with admissions requirements and leave the floor open for questions at the end. And to start, we are one of 9 schools at Johns Hopkins University. We began offering college courses for teachers in 1909 and then became our own school in 2007. For school enrollment, we have approximately 2,608 students and offer more than 30 graduate programs, which includes doctoral, master's, and graduate certificate programs. We have approximately 121 full-time faculty and a strong network of over 23,000 SOE alums. We're really proud to share that the Johns Hopkins School of Education is consistently ranked one of the top schools in education by the U.S. News and World Report. And then at this time, I am going to hand the floor over to Dr. Pape. He is going to introduce himself and present on the graduate certificates in STEM and Mathematics Instructional Leader Pre-K through 6.
And I am very excited to welcome you to this webinar. My background is as a math teacher in New York City. And following that, I did a doctorate in educational psychology where I studied teaching and learning within middle school classrooms. My dissertation was on problem solving in 7th grade and 8th grade students. I have worked at Ohio State University and the University of Florida before coming to Johns Hopkins University in 2012, and have really focused on algebra learning, specifically in relation to technology use and technology support for learning within the mathematics classroom, as well as both educational psychology courses, teaching educational psychology courses, as well as math education, methods courses, etc., at both Ohio State University and the University of Florida, and now here at Johns Hopkins. So just to give an overview of the program, this is a certificate that for Maryland students, Maryland licensed teachers, can lead to an endorsement in instructional leadership. It is 18 credits. You can start the program either any of the semesters, fall, spring, or summer. And so it typically takes about 3 semesters to a maximum of 6 semesters, although we are encouraging students in this cohort to take 2 courses a semester to complete the program within 1 year. The faculty are experienced content experts who come to us from various areas. One person was the person that created the Earth and Space course in the STEM program is a experienced professional developer for NASA, which is really exciting. Others are teachers, experienced teachers in the field in both science and mathematics. The course delivery is asynchronous, so students engage in the course each week uh, through interactive activities and group discussions, online posts in discussion boards, etc. Um, the unique opportunity here is that we ask you to be active in project-based learning opportunities, where you will develop and use the skills in analysis, problem solving, and critical thinking as you think about applying this to your classroom. The STEM and math instructional leader really benefits folks who are practicing pre-K through grade 6 educators. You need to have a minimum of 18 months to join the program, 18 months of teaching, especially if you're looking for the endorsement. Teachers seeking STEM leadership roles, so people who are looking to perhaps play an instructional coach's role within a school district or within a school. Curriculum developers and supervisors, certainly, instructional leaders, and more recently, we have really begun to push toward supporting our students to learn how to teach in the online space in this era of COVID. School districts place a premium on teachers who are proficient in STEM and have the knowledge and skills to integrate STEM concepts in their lessons. And as a graduate of this certificate, you will have the skills, knowledge, and dispositions to lead instruction within a school building or within a district. So here's a course overview. There are 3 core courses that I'll explain in a moment. And then each, either science or mathematics, take 2 content-specific courses, and they are content focused. So the learning of physical science, the learning of earth and space science, the learning of algebra, and then a leadership course. If you are a Maryland teacher, or if you want to think about engaging your teachers, either in the district or in a school building, you would take an internship or a practicum. Otherwise, you would take an elective in leadership. So all students take a Math Foundations course. This is early elementary mathematics at a fundamental level and at a deep level. And we really try to get you to think about the mathematics deeply as you also consider how you would engage young learners in this mathematics. I had a conversation with a student who was finishing the courses just yesterday, and she talked a lot about the fact that she didn't realize how much mathematics she could actually learn at the level of pre-K through grade 6. So she learned a lot of mathematics while she was learning how to instruct that mathematics. There's an advanced methods in elementary STEM classrooms, and that's often focused predominantly on inquiry-based learning, engaging students in the learning process in more student-centered ways, and then instructional STEM leadership and professional development. And in this course, you learn about what we know from literature on effective professional development and leading school buildings and districts to create powerful mathematics and STEM classroom contexts. The Mathematics Foundations course, as I said a moment ago, is really around the fundamental content in the pre-K through grade 6 levels. So patterns, number and operation, measurement, statistics, and probability, as well as examining the connections of these topics to an integrated approach to curriculum and instruction. The Advanced Methods course is exactly that. We engage you in technology-enhanced, problem-based, and student-centered instructional strategies. And throughout the courses, we engage you as both learners of the mathematics in order to support you in thinking about how to engage your own learners. You learn to create an integrated, inclusive, and equitable STEM environment to support pre-K through grade 6 student learning and positive affect toward STEM. We know that in the early grades, it is very important that students learn to think positively about their ability in STEM in order for them to continue into the middle grades and high school and pursue a STEM career. The Instructional STEM Leadership course is a very exciting course. The instructor for this course has developed a great deal of material based on the research around effective professional development. We know too often in education, we provide teachers with one-shot deals on a technique, and we know that that doesn't really change practice. So this course is focused on data-driven designs to integrate STEM content and school improvement programs, and to examine strategies for developing a constructive, collaborative approach to supporting STEM teachers to improve student learning outcomes. And then there are the specialization courses. If you chose the STEM specialization, all students are required to take physical science, and then you would either choose the Earth and Space Science or the Life Science course. Each of these is taught by an expert within these areas. Within the math specialization, there are two courses that are focused specifically on mathematics, and that's algebraic and geometric thinking. And we really focus on and think about how young learners, even in the pre-K and kindergarten classrooms, can begin to think in these ways. And then advanced topics in the pre-K through grade 6 mathematics classroom, which focuses on later content around the 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and techniques for teaching these types of content. Finally, as I mentioned a few moments ago, students take a practicum if they are Maryland teachers seeking endorsement or are just interested in ways to apply all of the work that they've done in the other courses. So that can be open to either non-Maryland or Maryland teachers, but only Maryland teachers can seek endorsement using these courses at this time, or an elective in effective leadership or technology leadership for school improvement as two examples. So a potential schedule for individuals who would be starting this program. If you come in summer 2020, you would start with 2 courses this summer, and then 2 courses in the fall and 2 courses in the spring. So we are really looking to focus folks on completing this program within 1 year. So I want to talk a little bit more about the possibilities at JHU. One of the things that's really unique about our programs is that the MS-Ed, the Master's in Education, has a lot of flexibility. Students can come into Johns Hopkins and take 2 certificates, or students can take 1 certificate with some electives and core courses. So we're beginning to really focus on online instructional leadership within this program in conjunction with our DALIT program. But I also wanted to get you to think about other ways in which this certificate could be combined with other programs in a master's degree, such as our gifted leadership program. So one might come out of this really being able to speak about Math STEM gifted instructional leadership, Math STEM online instructional leadership, or Math STEM urban instructional leadership. We also have our mind-brain teaching certificate, which in combination with the math and STEM instructional leadership would be a very strong master's degree combining neuroeducation and math STEM instructional leadership. And finally, a new initiative that we have within the school is on computational thinking. So if you did the Masters of Science in combination with the certificate, you might think about taking some courses in computational thinking. And in the future, we will also have computer science education as courses, but those are not yet online. So upon successful completion of all 6 courses, students receive a graduate certificate. Maryland students, as I stated before, are eligible for an endorsement in pre-K through grade 6 instructional leadership. And there are scholarships available if you choose to pursue them. Sian?
All right, thank you, Dr. Pape. Now we're going to continue by going over the application requirements. Applicants must submit a completed application, which can be found on our website, and there is a $80 application fee. You will need a current resume or CV. 500-word essay must also be uploaded. Details will be shared in the next slide. You will also need 2 letters of recommendation, preferably one from a teaching supervisor and another one from your bachelor's or graduate program professor. However, if you do not have an academic reference, we'd be more than happy to accept 2 professional references. And lastly, we need all official transcripts from including institutions you may have taken courses but did not receive a degree. Again, that's official transcripts from all institutions that you have attended. So in addition, just one more time, please keep in mind for standard admission requirement, you would need a completion of a bachelor's degree in education or closely related field from a regionally or nationally accredited institution. Also, please keep in mind applicant must have professional experience teaching mathematics or science in elementary, middle, or secondary schools. And lastly, applicants interested in applying for the Maryland State Mathematics or STEM Instructional Leader endorsement must have a minimum of 2 years of teaching experience and currently employed as a teacher or other educational professional working in a pre-K through 6 school or educational setting. For international students, there are a few additional steps you need to take in order to complete the application process if you are an international student. You must submit a TOEFL or IELTS score. And if your degree was completed outside of the US, you will need to complete a course-by-course evaluation. Additional information can be found on our website. The tuition for the 2020-2021 academic school year is $882 per credit for online classes and a $15 per credit technology fee. Please keep in mind this excludes textbook, course materials, graduation fee, and registration fee. Additional fees may apply, so we encourage you to view our tuition and fees page on our website for the most up-to-date information about tuitions and fees. Please note the priority financial aid application deadlines listed on this slide. If you're interested in applying for financial aid, we strongly encourage you to apply for financial aid when you start your application. If you have any questions relating to your application, please feel free to email or call us. Also, this is the address you would use to send any supporting materials if you plan on mailing, such as your official transcripts. And here's also points of contact for admissions. Please contact Tanya McMillan. Here is her email address. And then for any academic related questions, the Senior Academic Program Coordinator for this program is Lisa McNeil. Thank you for attending the STEM and Mathematics Instructional Leader Pre-K through 6 virtual webinar. At this time, Dr. Stephen Pape and I would like to open up the floor for questions.
And I have also just chatted in my email address. So if you have any questions or wanted to set an appointment to have a conversation about the program at any time, I'd be happy to meet with you. But let's hear about your questions.
I'll give everyone a couple minutes. Please type your questions in the chat box. I have 2 questions that were sent to me. One question is the GRE required for this program? No, the GRE is not a requirement for this program. And the second question I have is, how do I collaborate and get to know my classmates since this is an online program? Dr. Pape?
So that's an interesting question and one it's an important question. It's interesting in that I have been amazed at the community building that occurs within our courses at all levels. Students work in groups, and we have the other possibility is that we have synchronous sessions every once in a while during the course, although the most of the coursework is asynchronous. So that's another opportunity to get to know each other. And through videotaping yourself and presenting the work that you do, and then reflecting on each other's work, that builds community. So it really is amazing the degree to which students come together. In the conversation I had just yesterday, that was one of the things that the student mentioned. She said that it was amazing to her that she has people that she will reach out to from this program after the program, even though it was an online program.
The next question I have from Robin is, if you have attended JHU previously, will you still need to send in transcripts and pay the application fee? Robin, so depending on which year and also which school within Johns Hopkins. So again, if it's outside of School of Education, definitely we do need your transcripts. So definitely let us know. Email us at the SOE admission support at Tanya to have additional information on that. And yes, you would have to still pay the application fee. The next question I have is, I started the EMIL program at McDaniel College about 5 years ago, but was unable to complete it because I moved. Would it be possible for any of that coursework to be counted towards this program?
I would have to investigate that, and I would have to see what the courses were. So if you wanted to contact me separately, I'd be happy to investigate that with you.
The next question I have is, I work full time. Can you share a little bit about the work, study, life balance and how many hours I would need to put for this program?
So I would anticipate, and this is a hard question to answer, it depends upon the learner, certainly, and it depends upon your experience previously, but I would anticipate about 10 hours minimum per week per course.
And then another question I have is, do I need to have teaching experience only in Maryland in order to qualify for this program?
No, not at all. We accept students from both nationally and internationally. So that's not a prerequisite at all.
The next question we have is, are there any sessions at set times? I live in California and don't want the time difference to be an issue.
Mm-hmm. So we have, so as I said, each course is asynchronous, and therefore you do the work on your own time. There are synchronous sessions that provide clarification. They are not required. They are often provided at different times during the day. So one could be in the like 10 or 11 in the morning, and one could be 8 o'clock at night. And they are recorded. So if you're not able to attend, you are able to view the recordings of these synchronous sessions. As I get, again, they are not required though.
Next question I have is, can you repeat one more time, how many classes is it required for this program?
It is 6 courses, 18 credits.
I'll give everyone a couple more minutes for more questions. Please type your questions in the chat box. Next question we have, do you need to decide on all of your courses up front?
The courses in this program are prescribed. So the 6 courses, sometimes we allow substitutions, but they are prescribed for all students.
Again, we'll give you guys about 2 more minutes for questions, 2 more minutes.
So Sian, I would just encourage anybody who has other questions. Again, I'm happy to meet with you. If you just email me, I would be happy to meet and have a conversation about the program and provide further details if you had other questions.
Thank you, Dr. Pape. And also for admissions, anything related to application, the Office of Admissions at the School of Education here, we are more than happy to have a conversation with you as well. So thank you everyone for your time and for your interest in the Johns Hopkins School of Education. Please reach out, let us know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And thank you so much, Dr. Pape, for a wonderful presentation.